Welcome back to Viewfinder, folks. It's been a little bit since we chunked our way into this last, and I'm feeling like doing a little bit more puzzle time with photos. So we're gonna jump our way in here and see what else there is to solve. We've made our way through a couple of worlds here in our last stream. I don't know if this is the absolute total list of all worlds, but I have a feeling it is. So we're in the 4th out of 5 zones, with most of Mirren's locations left to solve. So let's get in here. We've got a big lab to explore. Might as well get working on it.
A lot of Mirren, you know? Always taking new information,
There's a lot of talking from the game in this one, though, so we're listening.
From what I've gathered, having a passion to strive forward is the first step to accomplishing many things.
Alright, let's go take a look in this new world.
Mirren always loved her research corners.
Alright, well we have a pretty obvious problem right now, which is that we need to get batteries inside the cage. Presumably, what that means is we're going to have to take pictures of batteries and then position them so we can drop them inside the cage, because this purple mesh isn't actually real. What do we have here? Object 14, Violet Rise Project. 17, and then 32. There's a can of paint over there?
All this work. I see now that it's only part of the solution. What we need is a grounded catalyst that can place full control over the atmosphere directly into our hands. A machine to offset the Rise Project's nitrogen emissions. The missing piece of the puzzle that will bolster the architecture's weaknesses. Kate,
that's weird.
Can you archive this batch of results? I've a brilliant idea that I need to diagram.
There's a bunch of weird things around in this level. I can't actually jump back out, so we have to rewind ourselves out instead. Thank you. Because, like, what's that? Is it just a random little yellow flower there? Yeah, it is. Don't know why it's the only one of its type, but it's over there, so we're gonna jump back into the level again and see what else we can do around here. Because the overarching story of this game is that there's some kind of ecological catastrophe happening, and the only way to fix it is by getting some kind of environmental solution that the coders who created this place may or may not have come up with. So it's a little unclear what I'm looking for here, though, is the main problem. There's lots of purple building, but I don't see much in the way of batteries. Unless we are literally going to be trying to use these random pots of paint as batteries. So far, I'm not really seeing what we're trying to do here. Which is unusual, up until this point, because there's like these mugs and things everywhere, right? Like, I can take a picture of these canisters, but you can see it didn't actually take a picture of anything. And if we try and place it, it just paints the background. So, if taking a picture of the canister doesn't do anything, what are we trying to do? These photos don't work. Okay. Well, so far, we're a little bit confused, but it might just be a matter of, yes, the thing you need is to take a picture through a wall and find it that way. I don't know what we will find by doing this, but it's possible one of these things has a battery inside it, and we just need to find it. That is exactly what it is. It seems like... Ah, no, there it is. It's just sitting above where I could see it. Okay, well, we probably need to reset now, because this needs more than one picture. So let's just reset a couple times. There we go, because now we know what we actually need, and we can go get the right pictures. Please get me back on the level so I don't fall off again. Thank you. Because if we have the picture of the battery, all we have to do is place it like this, and it'll fall into the right place. And we can actually just keep taking pictures of the same one, because this whole thing doesn't actually exist. Although I guess, for some reason, it deleted it when I placed the picture in the same place. Didn't like that. But there we go. Problem solved. Bit of a slow start, but I'm getting there. Hey, DMWMP. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. Weird. The mugs here look a little less defined than the mugs in other areas. They look a little bit fuzzier. I don't know if that's on purpose or if it's just my own misinterpretation. We need one battery this time. There's one battery. Presumably we can just take a picture of this because the cage won't exist when we place it. Ah, neither does the battery. It's a phantom battery, so we can't take a picture of it like that. Interesting. Is there something over on the other side that'll let us actually do something with it? What do we have here? Rise high. Raindrop, raindrop, raindrop. Alright, don't know what that means yet. Building block set for Mirren. Should make for better modeling tools in your photo-developing chemicals. I don't know what all this stuff is, but fair enough. Got a painting.
Okay, I do have a first build. I can't say that I'm happy with how it's turned out, but it is a start. That counts for something. Okay, I'll run the test just to have the data. After that's done, we'll leave this workspace behind and begin again.
That was unexpected. Since the cage is entirely made out of purpleness, we can actually capture the canister from below. I don't know how we're going to get it out, but we can open the space underneath it. Well, actually, can I do this? Yes, that's how we do it. Okay, we got this. We can use the picture we took before that included some ground and put that underneath where the actual battery will fall so that it'll catch it. Nice. Since the painting overwrote the ground, but the cage and the battery were the only things that weren't real, we could grab it from underneath.
Tackle this solution.
What do we have here, then? More areas that we are trapped in. But we're only trapped insofar as the level won't let us go there. If we just take a picture over here, like this, we should have a picture of the whole area we're trying to go, and we just have to turn it on.
Wonderful solution.
Voila.
True freedom from constraints. I've been pondering about your search.
Now what?
I'm wondering, this weather disruptor?
Lots of snacks.
If I'm right, then you're not too far away. Tell me, is this your solution to heal the world?
Safe to say the party was a success. Alabama was
Okay.
right. As much
Same
as
problem
I
as
don't know
before,
which is genius. I enjoyed myself,
but even more.
There's still work to do. Kate, can you compile the solution submissions? I want to have a laugh going over them again later.
does this say?
Collaboration always sparks innovation.
Imagination.
With someone.
A sense of place is required.
They're lovely.
Rotation
The
must
two
play
of
a
you
part.
find your own sparks of innovation together too.
To hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. What do these ones say? Haven't got a bloody clue, but do I get points for impressing you with poetry? Might I whisper my answer instead? Solution submissions evaluated by the genius designer herself. Number 1, not much of a guess. Imagination is a must for everything we make here. 2, close but no cigar. Number 1, fine quote, points awarded. Number 2, cheeky. Number 1, getting closer, and number 2, I'll allow it, and if anyone can impress me with design talk, it's him. I have no idea what this is talking about, but, okay. I feel like there's a riddle here, They didn't tell us what it was, or maybe I just missed it? Solving Mirren's puzzle. Four-sided cage, no way through the top or bottom. Become a pencil, Qilong's suggestion. How does the pencil lift a battery? Critical flaw in an otherwise genius plan. Turn the battery into a pencil too. Brilliant Qilong strikes again. I think we're in danger of losing the plot here. Thank you, Hiraya. Qilong continues to insist that his pencil idea has merit. Suggestion, use the camera. Me. Qilong on using the camera. No. Qilong and Hiraya continue to refuse hints from Mirren. We're going to be here for a while. I guess this is what they're talking about then. They're talking about how you get the battery out of the cage. Is there anything else up here? What have we got going on in this place? Because this one's a little bit different than the one before. This one has a bottom, so it's not just a matter of overwriting it. And we know that if we take a picture of it, there's nothing there. So, we can use this to go somewhere, but we can't use it to get the battery out. So the question is, are we either trying to go elsewhere and take a picture from a different angle, or what exactly are we hoping to accomplish here? Because if we can get up onto the roof area, we can get up above it, but being up here doesn't really change anything. Our picture is still just going to be of the floor, because there's nothing down there. If we superimpose something on that space, it'll change where the floor is, but it's not going to actually impact whether or not we can get anything out of there. Because as the game has shown us previously, we actually need to get the battery to us. One way we might be able to do something about it... well, actually, I don't think I can do this super well. Yeah, it just knocked it over. Because if we could angle the floor towards us, it might be able to slide through the barrier. Because I don't know how purple stuff interacts with itself. Come on, rewind. There we go. But the problem is actually getting the alignment to work. Because if we're close enough to take the picture, we're in the wrong place to have it actually slide into us. So that might not be it either. There's not a whole lot else around here, though. So just for completeness' sake, I'm going to ramp myself back up onto the roof and take another quick look around up here. Well, that's not a good placement for that. It's really hard to tell how deep into the level something is going to go when you try and place it without actually testing it first. There's so much potential variance in the actual ground it'll cover. So from up here, there's not really much else to see. I think the potential here, though, is basically doing what I was saying. If we take a picture like this, and then we drop down and try and place it, we should be able to get an actual angle going. But the distance is the really hard thing. Since I placed it from up above, I kind of need to place it again here, and I don't think I can get enough of a push to make that actually happen. So that must not be the answer either. There's a lot of stuff we can mess around with here, but I don't know what's actually going to get us any closer to our objective. Is there a clue in the stuff that we've been given here? They're saying, obviously rotation is relevant. That's the part that they acknowledge as being close, but no cigar, probably? Not entirely clear from the way those messages are arranged, if they're trying to give us information or if they're just generically lore quotes. But we don't have a whole lot else to operate from, so we might as well take a look at it. Because I don't think there's any really good hints in here. They're talking about changing what we are. What would have been interesting would be if there was a mirror here. Because then we could take a photo of a mirror and move ourselves that way. But I don't think that's really what we're about right now. So, for now I'm just doing a little tour, making sure we know what we have access to in the zone. But I'm not seeing a whole lot that we can use right now. It seems pretty straightforward as just being this amount of space. Because, like, we can take a picture like this and place it in another way. This is what I was trying to do earlier. Can I pick it up like this and pull it out? I can pick it up, but I cannot pull it out. Now, if we place something in such a way that it would push something through the wall, it can't actually do that, which is the main difficulty we ran into here. So my original theory was interesting. We can pull it towards us with some careful placement, but it won't actually let us get it out. And the pickup mechanic also doesn't seem to want to let us hold it if we're looking at it in the wrong positioning. It just randomly drops it again. So if we can't change the size of it or the relative size of it with the camera, if we can't change the cage at all, is there some other way we can get around this problem? Is it a lateral thinking puzzle? I think it is. I think what we're doing is this. What we are doing is instead of putting the pad... putting the battery on the pad, we put the pad under the battery. That'll do it.
Onwards and upwards.
Alright. Well, turns out it was indeed just a lateral thinking problem. Let's get ourselves to the next zone. This looks like an optional challenge. Let's go do it up. It's the same stage, but now it's going to be harder to take a picture of this in a way that you can actually use it, I guess. What's the difference? How is this different from what we just did? You do the same thing, right? You take a picture of this, and you put it like that? Ah, no, now the battery is overwritable. That is the difference. Because now the battery is real. So, that does make it a little harder. No, it doesn't. Hold on a second. Doesn't that mean it's the same as before? Oh, we need 4 batteries. That's the problem. We only have 1 film and we have to make 4 batteries. So, how is that doable then? With 2 pictures, we can pretty easily reproduce the battery into being 2 batteries. But we would need 3 pictures to make a 4th battery. Hey, Eisen. Just chilling right now. Just felt like doing a little bit more of a stream, and I didn't have time to stream earlier, so I thought this would be a nice way to puzzle our way through a little bit more time. Is there anything else we can do with this? Is there anything else hiding in this stage? Apparently they like hiding things in the places where I don't look. Doesn't look like it this time, though. Okay. Oh, I know what to do. Hold on. I got it. It's easy. We just take a picture of the film. And now... this might break the battery, but... nope. Thank you for the film. Now we can take an indefinite number of pictures of this. I'll drop another one there. Nice. Thank you for the film. And we'll do it again. I think we only need 1 more of these. Yep. So I actually didn't need to copy the film that time, because we only need 1 more battery. But we could indeed have infinite batteries now. Or infinite pictures, because if you can take a picture of a piece of film, you have an infinite loop. Handy. Alright. I appreciate that that looked a lot sneakier than it actually was. Before I forget and go any further, let's turn this off of the negative filter, and let's do the painting one. That sounds fun. Alright. Back upstairs we go. Yeah, I hope your dinner's good, Eisen. Ba-ba-ba, what is this? Though her music is not to my taste, I must admit that Haraya is magnificent with her guitar. She's promised to come by and play for us all here again. Ah-Lung was happy to see me excited, though I suspect we look forward to her next jam session for quite different reasons. He greatly enjoyed her song choices, but I was simply grateful for the way forward she inspired in me. Sound waves! Acoustic vibration, to be precise. For some time now, I've struggled with how to resolve the distance issue, but sound can travel faster than light. If we can extend the right frequencies, then atmospheric control can be ours. I have more tests to perform before sharing my theories with the others, but I haven't felt this invigorated since my first successful Violet build. Onwards and upwards. Alright. Presumably this is going to be a sound mechanism, because they've made that pretty clear. Scratching pad.
It's brilliant. A great way to communicate.
Yes, the
It's
radio.
interesting. That's a show.
Does this mean when I practice my guitar, you'll be able to give it a listen?
Let's not push it.
Interesting. So yeah, we need to reproduce radios into positions where they'll be able to power those acoustic receivers. So let's take a quick picture of this one. I wonder what'll happen if we put it in a position where it would otherwise fall down. Because, like, that one's good enough.
Mirren shared with me that it travels faster than light.
But how do we put one there? Obviously, I'm going to need to take a picture of one again. But, are we just embedding it in the wall close enough? That might be the solution. Gravity isn't going to let this thing just float wherever we want it put. But sheer proximity might be good enough. Yeah, that does the trick. It's messy, but it works. Alright, let's make our solution. Lovely. Rolling on.
Everyone
What do we have
deserves to have
here?
a bit of fun, even in the throes of work.
No, really, what what do we have here? I hope you enjoy the plants. These are the soil filtration results I mentioned. Well, we're gonna take the scream. Of course we are. What else is in here? So far, lots of bits and pieces. In range and out of range. More math. The interesting thing about this radio is it's not turned on. We have a sound receiver over here, but there's another device on the other side. A new day of signal frequencies. Naturally, the answer was there, right under my nose. If I hadn't pressed Ah-Lung to get the signal working, then I might have kept going round and round in pointless circles for who knows how long. Another reminder to trust my instincts. They're rarely, if ever, wrong. So, I don't know what this device is, but let's turn it on.
A beat that just makes you want to get up and dance. And also power a talent.
Interesting. So this has an X marker on it, and this one is another non-X marker, so that's giving us the proximity for the radio. Does that mean that if we bring a radio there, it will start to actually produce that sound? Like, will it figure out that that is the song we're trying to teach it? Is that the deal? So far, it seems like no. It doesn't imbue music into the thing. We just need to move this over there. Okay, that's simple enough. But first... well, I mean, it is screaming. Let's just see if we can solve this with the scream. Do you like this? That is a very different pitch. That is weird, but I am going to take it. Let's leave. We got a phone call. Let's go see who's on the phone.
Good to hear from you, bud. You've got to be close now. It must be coming up. Man, I wonder why they abandoned this place. Everything has been so bizarre. Well, I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Go for gold.
Same as before. We have an audio receiver here.
Mirren's final project. I had nearly forgotten. I think... Never mind. You still have some way to go. Let's carry on.
Now, what is this? It's like a relay. Can we relay it to the other one somehow? I don't know how big it's going to be. Not big enough at that size. But like if we turn this one on, we can get it close enough that it'll power this one, which can relay it that way. So I guess we could do that twice. If we take a photo of this relay and put another one here. That one's too far back. More like that. Yeah? No, it's just out of range. Alright, well we can do one more relay here. And that'll relay it to where we need to go. Interesting. I don't know, I guess you can't take a picture of this one because the floor under it isn't real? Oh, none of it's real. Fair enough, it is really hard to tell when one of these level elements is considered non-photoable by looking at them. Sound and vapor. Shooting clouds. What else have we got around here? We got a... Ah! We have a weight sensor that powers a timer that powers the device. Okay, what else we got around here? We have a map. Alright. What do we else have here? Fluid mechanics. Mass flow rates. Sound waves through vapor. Clouds. Well, let's see what happens when we put this map down.
I wonder, is this...
Oh, it adds the topography. That's fun.
bird's eye view? It's rather spacious.
Let's
Is it like this?
change it up, though. Let's put it below us. We can pick up the icon for this castle here. Can we then go behind it? We can. Inside of which there's a planet. And that looks like all. That's a fun little layered secret. I don't think there's anything else we can do in the map here, so we might as well go back up at the top. Alright, what are we going to do with these? Because the obvious problem here is just the positioning of this, so I think what we're supposed to do... Oh, hold on. Light travels, sound travels. Light plus sound equals kinematics of weather events using light and sound. Dead end. Reimagine the equation. So what we want to do here is take a picture of this, and then we'll just put it down over here. This might not be close enough. It is close enough. And now we can just go to the console and leave. Alright, one photo this time, so we're working with not a whole lot of stuff here. Notes on the Lattice-Boltzmann method and the kinematics of sound waves. There's a lot of weird notes around here. Particle-induced turbulence in the water cycle. NASA and UKSA studies. Algate Cloud Seeding Program research from Morocco. I feel like the kinds of messages we're getting now imply that they're getting a little bit more desperate. They're just trying to find anything that might work at this point, rather than working on what they were inspired to do before. What do we have down here? We have the exit panel. We have a sound system. We have a relay on our picture here, but we only have one photo we can actually take. presumably, we're going to need to do the same relaying we just did. Taking this as far as we can, and then doing it again. So that we can actually cover enough distance to get over there and do something meaningful with it. So, we have to make sure we're in range of the first one. And there are 2 layers of sound delay. Time-saving spots in here. So that might make it viable to actually solve. If I take a picture from further away, I don't think that's going to make it longer. Taking a picture from closer up might? I don't know if I believe that, but if we do something like this... No, it doesn't make it any longer. Alright, further away it is then. We take a picture from back here. That might be enough to reach further. Definitely not far enough, though. The problem is, once there's a picture taken, it looks like the scale of the objects doesn't really change. I thought we might be able to manipulate it by taking it from a different angle, but it does just seem to reproduce itself exactly as it was. Yeah, well, the cat is not real, so that probably helps. The cat is an AI construction that just happens to look like a cat. That should be close enough. Now all I have to do is take another picture that gets us at least this far. But I don't see how we're going to do that for the aforementioned reason. We can put one that goes over there, but like it won't be far enough because it doesn't change in size. And it really does need to get all the way over there. So let's see what else we can do around here, because it seems to me like we're either missing a piece or we're just overlooking a part of the problem. Is there somewhere else we can go with these pictures that's going to do more for us? Yeah, that's why the cat's also like semi-transparent. I think they're going for like a Schrodinger's cat kind of visual effect, but it's an AI cat. Is there anything else here for us to mess around with that might make this easier? Is it one of these kinds of things? No, as noted before, the angle does not make it any bigger. It wouldn't surprise me if we have to put the pieces down in an unusual place, though, because we've kind of done this style of puzzle before, which is just like place the relays between you and your objective. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a little bit more in the vein of like manipulate what they are, make them a floor, make them a something different. Rotating the world makes it change kind of deal. Because we could do something like this. It's the same problem, but we can do it. No matter how we take the picture, though, it's going to give us the same problem. The only advantage here is we can change the rotation of the way it's oriented. But I don't see how it's going to change where we can go with it. We either need another film or a different approach. So let's just do a quick scan around and make sure there's nothing else here that we should be using or taking with us or trying to incorporate. Because if there is, we'll feel very silly if we're just intentionally skipping it for no good reason. It doesn't look like there is, though. Is there anything else over here that we need? Is there a film over here? No, there's some tape and a filing cabinet, but nothing quite so useful as another photo. Well, let's just be thorough then. We only have one picture to take. Nope, nothing there. I don't assume this is going to be the solution ever. Nothing there either. Doesn't hurt to take the pictures and try, though, because if there was just a piece of film in the filing cabinet, for example, we'd feel pretty silly for not trying to get it. Presumably there's nothing hidden behind any of these purple walls, though. And I am willing to assume that this is not photographable this time. It's still impossible to really confidently tell, because until you take a picture and see whether or not it manifests, it does not. There doesn't seem to be any obvious indicators. It's not like it has the semi-transparentness of the cat or other devices, but fair enough. And this looks like it's made of the same material, so I assume this has the same problem. Yes, it does. Okay. So there's basically nothing else we can interact with here. We have somehow to cross this distance with only 2 versions of the picture. We can rotate this all we want, but as I mentioned previously, it doesn't actually change the way it works. You know, here's a question. What happens if we go back here and we actually put this in the same place as this, just turned the other way around? Does the fact that we're putting real ground underneath the existing device let us move it? Well, not like that, presumably, but let's just take another photo here like this and see what happens. No. Okay. That would have been clever, though, if you could have just, like, created terrain under the thing you were trying to move and then move it that way. If we could take 2 photos, we could actually make an infinite sound loop. Ah, no, I see what we're doing here. It's actually much simpler than I thought. It's something we almost did earlier. Okay. I understand now. All we're doing is turning it on. It doesn't matter what we do with it after that, because this one has a time delay in it, so it does not need to be powered at the same time. All we have to do is put it over here. And it'll turn on again, because it's still charged from the way we took the picture. Overthinking things. Grab ourselves a Saturn, and let's keep taking a look around here. Another mousey. We have shark.jpg and drawpad. Obviously we're going to mess around with that picture in a second. What else is there here? We have a photocopier, so we're going to be making duplicates of something. We have the exit here. Presumably we're going to be making a bunch of loops of the same room so that we can cycle the sound sources to each other. But before we do that, let's just see what's in this. Can I... We have a... I'm stuck. We have a cat shark. Lovely. Doesn't seem like I can interact with any of this. Oh, I can. We can draw.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'll cherish this.
Nice. There's a leg for you. Is there anything else in here that we can interact with? We can't steal any of these documents, steal any of these other icons. Alright, nope. Just a little drawing toy. Okay, let's photocopy this sucker a bunch of times, because I have a feeling that's what we need to do. Alright, let's see what happens when we put one of these down. We get a sound device there, a relay there, and a starting point there. If we were instead to do this, we'd have to do it in a way that puts the copy of the sound output near there. I don't know if I can get up that high, though. Not like that, at least. I feel like we should be able to cross that jump with just a little extra oomph here, but... There we go. now if we stand on this one, it will power that one. So then the challenge is just, can we relay the sound over towards this input? In theory, yes, but in practice, I don't know. In fact, it would probably be easier to just do this, wouldn't it? Just make another source there. Oh no, that one won't do it, because this doesn't have a time delay in between it. That's why we need to use the one on the wall. Okay. Let's rewind time a little bit and see if we can't do this properly. So, starting point is one of these. Next up, we are trying to connect this. So let's back up a little and see if we can't put it in a place where we'll be able to actually use it. It's going to be hard to get it close enough with the way this is laid out. I think what we actually have to do is start with this one, because it has to be the furthest back. Instead of starting with a starting point, let's start with the midpoint. There we go. Now we can walk over this way and place a sound starting point like this, and over this way and place our sound endpoint like that. And that should be close enough to reach all of them. Yeah. Now we just have to run across, and we're done.
Weather
Nice.
is truly a fickle thing.
There's the planet's display.
The climate can impact every living and non-living thing. Impossible questions and impossible solutions. The hold it can have on someone. May I ask you a question Mirren often proposed to herself?
I can't stop you, Kate.
Tell me, how does one heal the world?
You gotta do it systematically. You gotta change the things that broke it in the first place. You can't just treat the systems. Symptoms, rather. Alright, in here, what do we got? We got a box of cookies that actually has cookies in it. It's not a box of cookies that's full of knitting supplies, so that is a rarity. What do we have up here? Probably nothing, but I have to wander around here since it let me get up here. Nothing indeed. We just need to get across. The exit is already powered. The problem is how we get there. If I take a picture of this, it does let us take the picture. It's just not going to let us overlay these on each other, because if we put one of these photos down, it'll destroy the platforms that are there in the first place. So presumably, what we're going to do is this, but from a slightly different angle. There's got to be some way where we can basically jump between them. So if I reset this, we don't take this picture. We only get one shot at a photo here, but if we take the photo from one side, like very explicitly from one side, like that, that's not going to work, is it? Well, it might. I can put them on this side now. One tile offset, right? That should work. We can now hop between these and it'll line up side to side. Although the last one doesn't quite reach, so not perfect. It's close. It just doesn't quite get us there, because that's too far. So how do we also cross the first jump without needing another picture? I'm guessing it does actually involve potentially coming up here and making sure that our first picture also includes the starting ground. And that way, we can use it to cover the first gap, like this. And then, if we come down over to here, we can place this one down and use all 4 steps instead of only having access to 1. Like that? That's too far down. I had to drop down off the roof, so that's not going to work. I have to place it while I'm up here, otherwise the height difference will destroy us. Like, no, back up on the ledge, please. Like that? Might still be too low, but I think this will do it. Because now we have one jump. Yeah, this is what we're looking for. Just gotta use the ground for our starting platform. I thought there might be something like that. It was so easy to get up on that side area at the start. We definitely needed to go up there for something. Just taking a look around, making sure there's no planets hidden in here. Onwards and upwards. We're making good time. Another optional challenge. This area seems to have a lot more of these than everywhere else does. What is this photo of? Everything. This is the whole level. Well, I guess we're making several copies of this, because that is literally the whole stage. Alright. Sure thing. Let's make some copies of the original. I don't know if we're going to find anything else, so I'm going to stop at 3 copies for now. Let's take a look. A battery falls out of the world that way. There's the objective. Okay. I'm a little unsure what the problem is here, because if we do this now, we just place this photo where we have ground placed underneath already. Oh, right, because putting this overwrites the ground. Okay, that's why it's a problem. That's fine. Instead, we just rotate these pictures. If we start our first one like this, we'll be able to get to that battery later and bring it over to that location. I think we can place one here and that'll connect them. No, not quite. But if we just do a little further over, like that, those do in fact overlap. We're on the wrong side of that fence, but we should be able to fix that relatively easily. If we put one here... No, a little too close. That's fine. If we put one here, we may be able to get around to the back of that battery platform from this side. Yep, easy peasy. And now all we need to do is a way to cross that little gap. So something like one of these, maybe? No, that's too far. Okay. The only easily accessible one is this one. But it does have a wall there, but that's fine. That gives us enough room to go. Perfect. So, I guess I knocked the battery off? Yeah, there it is. But we can just pick it up, carry it over, hop around the fence. Just place. And we're home free. Easy peasy. Oh good, we got the photocopied filter. Alright. Another optional challenge. I mean, I'm gonna do them all, but there's a lot of optional challenges here compared to every other zone. What are we doing here? We have a wall to get around, because the rest of the level's over there. Alright, well let's take a picture of this, because we're gonna have to use this to do both things. Let's place it like that. That'll let us come over here and grab the battery and bring it back into the world. And now we'll find out why this isn't actually good enough yet, I'm sure. Where is our objective? Ah, there you are. Well, that shouldn't be too hard to fix. All we do is take another picture, rotate it around like this, and we're good, right? Unless it takes 3 batteries. It does take 3 batteries. Okay. That's fine. What that means, though, is that every time we take a picture, we have to make sure we're duplicating the battery. And that does make this a little more complicated. Because now, we have to be able to get that battery out, in addition to taking the other ones. So that second picture is easy. We just make sure our battery is in shot, and we can reproduce it no problem. This one is a little more complicated, but I think what we're going to do is actually the same first picture we had last time. We take this picture here, and we place it in a way that it lets us get through the gap. That'll do. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Now we take this one, and bring it over here. We make sure it's in the shot, and we take a picture of this. There you go. Now, we have to take this one back over here and make sure that our placement here lets us cross this gap. And then we can go grab our third battery and connect the two we have already nearby. There's one, there's two, and there's three. Job's a good one. The sketched filter has been unlocked. Alright, well, another optional challenge. There are so many of these. A little sad you can't look in the telescope, though. Let's do the other optional challenge and then go to the final stage. This one has a weight scale in it. We have to put heavy things on the weight. What's over here, then? This is where we can take pictures, but it's on a ramp, so it'll make it more annoying to take pictures, I'm sure. Because the watermelon looks like it's the only thing we can move. So we have to bring something heavy and take a picture of it so that we can actually put enough weight on here to leave. Because presumably, there's not going to be an easy way to make the watermelon sit on here. It feels more like a beach ball than a watermelon, but... yeah. I thought so. Maybe not quite in the same way I'd hoped. We can rewind it back up the slope, but only at the same time that we ourselves go up the slope. I thought we might be able to rewind it without us, but no. It was only because I was standing still. Well, it would have been sneaky, but it didn't quite work. There you go. Can I see anything through here? If I take a picture, do I get a picture of nothing? Yes, I do. Okay, we have a couple other interesting gaps and things, but I can't move any of this stuff. So that is going to make it difficult to keep something on this non-plane. If there was a way we had a camera, it'd be really easy to make a little trap for the watermelon by putting something like a picture of a floor to make a V to catch it. But it doesn't look like we're going to have any way to do that. Also, whoever used this telescope was incredibly short. Just saying. Is there anything else here that we can use? It doesn't look like it. The puzzle is indeed going to be figuring out how to take a picture of a ball while you are trying to prevent it from rolling away. If there was some way we could take a picture of ourselves, that would be pretty fun, because I'm wondering to see what the game would do if we tried to do that. But it doesn't seem like it's actually possible. And there's no way to give the ball enough momentum here. It really feels like it's a soccer ball or a beach ball, not a watermelon. It's fine, right? That's normal. You can just drop watermelons from any height and they roll without bouncing. If I leave it... oops. Oh, that was not what I wanted. That's fine. If I leave it right at the edge there, is it in the shot? I don't remember exactly how far that camera can see, but can it see there? No, it is just able to see the slope. Okay. Is there some way we can hold it in place? Or is this all a red herring and we're actually supposed to do something completely different? Currently unclear, I would say. There's not really a way to wedge it in under the wall there. We can wind it back, but not in a way that actually helps. And if we place it down on any of these positions, it just starts rolling again immediately. So that's not going to work. Didn't mean to fall off the level there, but that's fine, right? Okay, how else can we interact with this? Because these optional levels are usually some kind of trick. if we just take a picture of nothing, it's not going to let us do anything useful, but it would let us destroy something in here. I was wondering if we make the pad smaller, if the maximum amount of weight it would need would go down. But it turns out breaking the pad just breaks the level. Fair enough. Just for fun, what happens if we break the teleporter? We get an achievement called No Way Out. Break the only teleporter. Fair enough. What are our other options here then? We can, well, we can destroy anything in this part of the world. If there's any reason to do that, we could take advantage of it. But so far, it's not clear to me what advantage that would give us. The picture does capture a bit of the platform. Does the picture change when you take a look? Oh, so here's the problem. This whole area is purple, and the purple stuff isn't real. So we can take a look through the viewfinder and take a picture, but it will be exactly the same as if we did it in any other way. This stuff isn't tangible to the camera. So the only way we can actually take a picture that's going to interact with the world is if it's in this, like, colored zone, white and other colors. If it's in the purple zone, you can't take pictures of it. Or rather, you can take pictures of some things in it, but not the terrain itself. So that's why I was trying to look over here and see if there was anything that we could get access to by destroying something with a picture of the void. Because up until now, there haven't been that many things that just need you to have a picture with nothing in it because you took a picture of the purple. But that doesn't mean there can't be anything that does that. It's entirely possible that there are secrets somewhere in this stage that require us to have a picture of nothing. I just don't know why we would need them. Because, like, I can take out this whole part of the level, but it doesn't change anything over there because all of it is that purple immaterial substance. So I have to assume that this isn't it. It isn't a matter of taking a picture of nothing and using it to break the things that we do have. There's got to be some way to take a picture of something. Just for fun, can I take a picture like this? No. Either the wall gets in the way, or you can't take a picture from the front side of a camera. Is there anything else we can move here? Because realistically, the problem is just that there's no way to keep our watermelon in position if that's what we're actually trying to do. We know we need a second watermelon in order to be able to produce enough weight. Because as soon as we step off of it, the power goes out. You can't rush that gap. Listen, Eisen, I'm allowed to try and see the protagonist. This happens sometimes. Not, like, often, but sometimes. This is a huge watermelon, by the way. Yeah, obviously this run is too far, so there can't be any way to do that. What else could there be? Is there some way to get above us so we can drop it? I don't think so. Because if there was a way to get up there, we could theoretically drop it into that area and drop down here to get it, because when it hits the ground, it doesn't bounce, it just stops and rolls down. But I don't think that's it either. For now, I'll leave the watermelon up there so we can think about what it's done. The problem is we just don't have a whole lot else we can actually use in this stage. Nothing placed will be relevant to any of that. I can delete the watermelon if I so choose. Probably anyway, if I do this. No more watermelon. But we need the watermelon, so that doesn't help us any. It's just possible. You do a cheeky tosser on the side of the fence. I mean, the physics are basically there are no physics. There's no momentum, basically. So unfortunately, we can't shove it any meaningful distance. There's a lot of things in this game that give you the opportunity to sit, but I don't know why you do it. It doesn't really seem to give you any more options or anything of interest, really. Yeah, we might have to come back to this one, because I'm not seeing anything interesting that's gonna give us the ability to make a difference in this puzzle yet. It seems like it's basically a puzzle where the only two things we can touch are this watermelon and that camera. And there's no easy way to make the two interact. Because, like, there's no way to throw anything more significant distance. We can't get all the way around here in time. It just takes too long. We can't move the camera. Because of the way rewinding works, we can't rewind something into a position that we're not currently in. I felt like it might have been something like that, like throw it up the hill so that it goes a long way, and then run around and take the picture. But the problem is just that, like, it doesn't get momentum like that. That's the biggest throw you can do, and already it's at the bottom of the hill when I'm halfway there. So, yeah. There's just not a whole lot of juice for it. That's the problem, Velcro. You can't cut anything. The purple stuff ignores everything you do to it. So, the reason I feel like we have to use these blank photos for something is because they give you 6 of them. But, like, if we put this down, it just phases out of existence. So, it doesn't actually do anything if we take the picture of it. I can obliterate things over here for all the good it'll do us, but it doesn't actually change anything in the part of the level we're trying to interact with. Yeah, I was thinking that too, GMWMP, that you can see through to the camera through that little hole. But the problem is it doesn't change the fact that you can't get anything over there. Like, there's nothing else here. You can just see it. And, like, I can paste a nothing picture there, but I can't do a thing there. So that's not really changing our math any. There's a bunch of stuff out there that I can slice away, but it doesn't change anything. What about this? Is this all it is? One more. I gotta get really precise here for this. Yeah, let's just take the weight measure off. If we delete the weight measurer, then it'll just be a regular button, right? Sadly, no. It isn't just a matter of deleting the scale off of it. It still works. It's still measuring the scale, even though the scale doesn't exist. Come on now, game. Fine, let me delete it harder. Can I delete even more of it without breaking the springs? I don't think so. I feel like that was a pretty good deletion, and it still works. Yeah, that's what I was trying to find Ryzen earlier. I was trying to tear out some of the ceiling and see if anything dropped down. But it doesn't seem like there is anything else that comes down, and nothing else in this area is interactable. I've taken a good thorough look around, and nothing else is relevant to our hands. You would have cried if that had worked. Listen, Same. I did think it would be very funny, though. That is a good thinking outside the box kind of solution, if you ask me. But I don't know if there's going to be much else here that's going to actually do anything. Because this is all going to be the same no matter what we do over here. Yeah, this might be one we have to leave and come back to. We'll go do the other level that's actually, like, intended, and then give this one another think after we've had a bit of a pause. Because this, I believe, is the final level of this stage. So let's go do these ones and then come back to that final bonus level. These levels might teach us something about that mechanic before we get there. Ooh. Interesting. I guess you could say her research got a little sketchy in later stages of this whole process, huh? Got another phone here. What does this say? The soundwave experiments have done my head in. I know there's a way to make it work, but I'm beginning to understand why my brain infuriates the others. I can't blame them for losing patience with me when I can feel my own starting to unravel. I needed a change. Ooh, excuse me. I needed a change in perspective. A new way to view the same problem I've been toiling with for... How long has it been? I don't know. It's all blurring together now. If only everything could be as easy as screwing on a new camera lens filter. Some days all I can do is walk around and around in circles, through frame after frame, hoping to discover what I'm missing. I can feel it on the tip of my tongue. It's there, the solution. I just need to see it. Oh, fun. So that barrier only exists when you're not in that version of the world. It's like a sketchy world barrier. Now that we're in sketchy world, we can just go in, but we have to be in regular world to get out. Oh, weird. Lots of different world gateways. Radio sound test parameters. Show to Aolung for prototype integration. For Aolung, only the pretzel biscuits.
To be able to take all the principles of physics and turn them on its head, that's what portals do. To think this is something I could accomplish with limitless resources. It's brilliant. If only it were applicable outside of here. Kate, can you hop through one? I'd love to see if you change colors. Wait, why are you running away? Kate!
Weird. Alright, well, we're in the negative world now. A world in a grain of sand. Different pictures of the different researchers here. All in negative, of course, making them look extra weird. Doesn't look like there's anything else, just the battery we need, so thanks for that. Let's take it back into Sketchyverse. Without doxing yourself, you work somewhere in the realm of acoustic waves. Oh, fun.
You did it.
Alright, in we go. What are we doing in here? More of the same, it looks like. The fun part about this is that this bridge exists right up until we go through that portal. As soon as we're in the Sketchyverse, the bridge stops being real. What else is here? Presumably, this is all just here so that when we go through the Sketchyverse, we have a way to get back. Because we can drop down onto this ledge and get into the rest of the world.
Can be a messy thing.
Wave speed, linear mass density, intensity for a spherical wave. Excerpt from the Algate Cloud Seeding Project Report. Field operations resulted in the seeding of 15 to 25 storm events during each season. We can replicate this. Low-frequency sound waves to agitate water vapor particles. Need cheap, durable materials. Think, Mirren! Think! Yeah, she's having a hard time now. What was all fun and games before is now stopping to be fun. Wave projectiles must be inaudible. Ultrasound. Algate silver iodide. From compound seeding to wave seeding. P total equals P stat and P for sound pressure conversion. Lots of water droplet iconography here. Failed sound wave experiment data. Revisit. Yeah. Almost feel bad for Mirren. She's had a bit of a weird time so far, but sounds like she did most things with good intentions, at least. Oh, interesting. Okay. So far, so good. I don't really know what the green is for yet. Oh.
Magnificent athletic
Interesting.
feat. And with
The green portal
eyes.
isn't a green portal in this version of the world. It's only a green portal. That's weird. I don't know what's going on with that yet. Let's hit the switch and go back around again. Because that should open the portal, and all we have to do is reset ourselves. So you know what? I bet you going through that green portal was the thing that made this possible. Because otherwise, we would have come in through here, and the normal world portal would have been over there, and the green portal would have still been down there. So by cycling through the worlds like we did, we actually made it possible to solve, instead of being stuck in a state where the portal that we needed to go back home on was where we came from.
Traversing this maze of memories and forgotten wonder.
Useless
I hope your
biocar
experience
projector.
has been pleasant so far.
Waste.
To me,
for Kate's
it's
archives.
been wonderful.
Yeah, Kate, you've been stuck here for a while by yourself. What are we doing here? I don't know what that's for. We have a blue portal. I think what we're doing here is we're arranging the portals so that we can run through them in the correct order. If I had to guess. Because we gotta go blue, then red, then regular world. So we need to shuffle the portals around until they're in that arrangement. This is a really rough filter to look at. Like, this one's not nice. Alright, so the way we do this is where we need the portal to be is where we go through it last. So the first one has to be in blue world. We go through here into red world. Then this one needs to be the regular world, so we should be able to run and do it now with this arrangement. We start over here, activate the button, and just run in a straight line through to the door. Nice. Easy peasy. Interesting.
Isn't making it this far enough? Haven't you gained all the knowledge this place
This
has
is a
to
very
offer?
different place.
This what was her life's work, and it's meaningful. But it's not right. Not in the way you want.
Yeah, this is a very different place. This is much more like science office where things got a little bit out of hand, and much less fantastical floating city. Alright, well, let's go see how things didn't work.
Please.
There's a fancy looking gun.
There's a burden in knowing. One you needn't feel.
Yeah, well, we know it didn't work. If it worked, the world wouldn't have become Mars. So, time for this to not work.
It'll only be painful.
If their research had been successful, however many years ago this was, the world wouldn't have gotten into the state it's in now. Wow. It didn't just fail.
It didn't work.
It didn't even try.
Never worked.
It just fell
It wasn't
over.
supposed to happen like this. Mirren, they were all supposed to find the answer. Please, don't leave.
Alright, well, as we knew, they weren't going to be able to make this happen, so let's go see where we go from here then.
This isn't it. It can't be. The solution, it all made sense. The formula, the structure, this should have solved all our problems. This should have been the answer. I need this to be the answer. Why? Why isn't this working? I can't give up.
Yeah, Mirren, this was, doomed from the start from our perspective.
When I realized what you were looking for, I didn't have the heart to tell you.
It's okay, you're a
Impossible
kitty.
solution for an impossible question. Mirren was... She was crushed. They all were. I didn't want you to have to feel as they felt. It's a painful burden, knowing.
It's okay. I won't hold that against a kitty. Hey, Athara Drachamon. I do indeed stream again. Not always stuff like this, but I try and stream fairly regularly. This is the only puzzle we haven't solved yet. I don't know if we've really learned anything that's going to help us with this stinking watermelon, though. And why is everyone Scottish, Druids? I don't know. It's a good accent, though. It's a good accent. Just mash a watermelon in this hole. Nice. I felt pretty certain the watermelon wouldn't go in that hole when I tried previously, but I guess I just was in the wrong place. There you go, watermelon. Yeah, that's normal. That's what watermelons are supposed to do, right? Vibrate wildly? Yeah, we'll call that a good one. Alright. No! You're not supposed to calmly fall out in this direction. You're supposed to fire across the world at high speed and land exactly where I need you. We're back in the same problem we were in before. This puzzle is really a doozy. Because I do not understand what we can do to it to make it more viable. We may just need to leave this one altogether. I feel like if we had a camera, this would be very easy, which is obviously why we don't. But basically all we have is the ability to delete stuff. And I don't see how that helps us here. We just don't have relevant things to use our tools on. Because like I can place this however I want. Spinning it around only changes how it affects the background. It doesn't actually change anything in the foreground where we are. Just, you know what, just for curiosity's sake, what happens if I take every picture? Does anything happen when we take the last one? We haven't tried that yet. Nope, looks like they are all the same. We could have expected that, but you never know. Sometimes the game is going to hide weird little secrets in there for you. What else can we do with this? The real problem is the scale. No matter what we do, if we destroy the platform, it doesn't work at all. If we destroy the top, it doesn't change how it works. If we destroy the tops of the cookie tins, we can see the cookies inside, so that's something fun. Is there anything else weird we can partially destroy? I doubt it. I doubt it. There are lots of things we can partially destroy, but I don't think they're actually going to change anything for us. The thing that looks the most interesting is the stuff on the roof there, but there's no way for me to get up there. So while I can shred the platform underneath it, I can't do it in a way that lets anything new happen, so... It's a curious puzzle, this one. I just don't see what we're missing to make it even somewhat doable. We can travel around to weird places in the stage, but this is still no different. Yeah, the physics doesn't actually keep if you, like when I cut the tree, cut the bottom off the tree, the top half just hovered there. The physics doesn't apply to objects unless they are very specific objects, like the watermelon. The watermelon would fall if we could take a picture that deleted whatever was underneath it. But we can't do that in this one, so I don't know. It's not like there's a button to throw things, so we can't like throw it from here and then go back around. All we can do is pick it up, rewind ourselves, and gently drop it. We can kick it around the place, but that doesn't actually change much for us because the slope kills the momentum really fast, as you can see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this one alone for now. I'm usually up for a good puzzle, but I don't see what we can do to interact with the puzzle in order to have any other options right now. So rather than sit here and just wander in circles and not find anything interesting, let's go check out what is at the train station, and then we'll come back here. We know there's one world left, so there's probably something of interest over there. Here we go. Can you cut the watermelon? That's the same... Well, you're exactly right, DMW MP. You're exactly right. We can delete the watermelon, which means the watermelon can be cut. I don't know if it'll reduce the weight of it, but that's why we have 6 pictures, isn't it? That is a great idea. I think you're correct. Because it doesn't matter if it's in the purple area or not. What matters is how we place the photo. So in the purple area like this, if we do this, we now have half a watermelon. And that'll stay. So now we have this, we can take a picture of it, and we can basically assume that this watermelon slice is not heavy enough on its own. So I accidentally deleted the other one. But I can do a quick test with this. Yes, so it does measure the weight of each individual piece. So effectively, we have to use this camera now to acquire many pieces of watermelon. I'm gonna try and just do it like this. This is the super lazy version of this solution. The better way would be to put one piece down and then duplicate 2 pieces and then duplicate 4 pieces to do it in fewer pictures, but just out of curiosity. That does indeed solve it. I can't take credit for that one. That was definitely DMWMP's solution on there, but good call. Alright, let's get out of here. Normally I don't want solutions like that for puzzles, but I think that was a fair part of the problem-solving process. You're done for the week? Yeah, exactly. Alright, on to question mark, question mark, question mark zone. And that was the final bonus challenge, too. We got an achievement for completing all the bonus puzzles. Now, we know there are a couple of members of the team who we never actually went to their area, like Ah Lung and Chi Lung. We went to one of them, but not both. So let's see what's going on here.
Piece of their work. What remains? It may be falling apart, but it's home to their memories and to me.
Give me watermelon mode. Rainbow. Ooh, that's aggressive. That is a lot to look at. That's way worse. Alright, we'll do one set of levels with watermelon pictures, just to see how awful they are. But then we're probably going to set it back to one that doesn't hurt so much to look at. You can see they were feeling a little rushed at this stage. Everything is a little bit all over the place. We got a tower up to nowhere. Have a good night, DMWMP. It's good to see you. That's going to be our final puzzle here, up by the shattered remains of the single piece of their broken gun. Alright, let's get in here. Well, they're sticking with the here's all the stuff from the entire world setup. Biofiltration schematics for a Harun. Don't be afraid to rip these designs apart, mate. There's our exit inside a purple cage. We don't like that. Alright, physics are freaking out here a little bit. Countless designs, countless attempts at a biofiltration system we can replicate in our world to make real and lasting change. We're getting closer to solving the crux of the problem. How exciting. Qilong and I will meet until we have planters that can be engineered in the outside world with cost-effective materials on a large scale. Mirren's violet architecture might not be the key, but we were able to learn a lot from her experiments. In this way, they weren't a waste of time or resources, though I doubt Hiraya is willing to agree. I've prepared my designs for today's building session. I think next time I'll brew a fresh pot of tea for us both. For as much as Qilong claims to prefer his coffee, the man never turns a cup down. Hence the teapot. Alright, what are we doing here? Well, there's a camera, but there's not a whole lot to take a picture of over there. I guess we're doing more annihilating photos. Thank you. We have another viewfinder over there that has a flash on it. That's interesting. We haven't had one of those prior to now. Let's just go ahead and delete all of that, thanks. Alright, what is the flash for? Biofiltration. Design feedback for Qilong. You gave me permission to be tough with my criticism. I was. What's different about this one, then? Oh! It was taking a picture of me! Jeez! We're putting ourselves inside there. We are like a mysterious, shadowy shape, but we can teleport ourselves inside the cage. Nice.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, Jesse.
Are you there? I can barely hear you. Where are you? You're completely out of my field now. Did the machine just fall apart? How could that happen? Was it the system? This is bad. This means that there's nothing here for us. Did we just waste all of this time? I don't know. You need to find a way out. I can't seem to locate you.
Ooh, hold on. This is neat. We're making a forest in the barcode. Weird. Go for a walk in the barcode forest. It's neat. Has little barcode scan sounds as you walk through it. Alright. Alright. So...
I find these variables to be rather distinct.
Don't hurt yourself. You can just say it's ugly.
I think we need
I
two
don't mind
pictures of
feedback.
ourselves now.
I would appreciate the honest feedback. Here I dear, out with it.
Okay, it's hideous. I'm so sorry. It's the ugliest thing I've ever laid my eyes upon. Was that too harsh?
Just a bit.
So with two photos, we can get in and out of the cage. One will let us warp ourselves in. Oh, I deleted the button. Too close. One will let us teleport ourselves in.
Even now.
Oh, my other one is still there.
Creativity is a wonder to witness.
Thank you. And now we're on the outside. Easy peasy. Ah, it was only a matter of time until we got non-Euclidean shapes.
Efficiency, I see.
You did say I was wise.
I'd say your wisdom is on vivid display with this one.
So you do like it.
I think Hirai is going to be very excited.
What do we got going on here? Unclear. We have a photo booth. We have a battery, which we need to put up there so we can pull it out, I guess. We have to take a picture of ourselves holding the battery so we can warp it inside the cage. Before we do that, let's, Ooh. De-Escher the world. De-Euclid it, rather. What happens if we go all the way into this picture? Aha! There's a room in here. Viewfinder prototype. Oh, it's like a concept art house. I'm sure they had a lot of fun with these kind of like, how much can we mess up the world images. Once they got the engine running, I'm sure it was fun to just absolutely try and annihilate things. The bitrate killing room, yes, absolutely. Is there more in here? We're inside now, so I need to go look. But as the shape gets bigger, it gets harder to walk around it. Ooh. That's weird. The end of that room was not moving in the way I would have expected it to. We got a hole? No, we're still going deeper and deeper into this thing. I have a feeling we're kind of at the end of the part of this world that'll let us do anything new. This place is just getting so big, the rendering is having a hard time. Yeah, that's the end of the painting. Well, that's fine. What's with this music? Okay, I'm gonna keep going until we fall. Why is the music so weird out here? Oh, that's the end of it. That was weird. Alright. Well, that was a fun little discovery. I don't really understand what was going on in there, but we'll say that's good enough. Alright. I need 2 pictures of me. Well, thank you. We'll put our first picture of us in there, and then we can put this on the other side. Now we can warp ourselves back out of the cage. Thank you very much. Now we take a picture of ourselves with the battery. And that... Oh, that's not a good picture. The battery's off screen. It's... Oh, it did work, though. Wow, I kind of didn't think that was going to work with the way the rest of it's happened so far. We appear in here with a working battery. Good enough. Let's move on. Every other time we've taken a picture with a device like that that's been split in half, it hasn't worked when we've tried to make it real, but apparently this one works a little different. Well, that's a problem. We're looking at a place where there's no terrain yet. What else do we have down here? Metabolic flux observations for Mirren. I told myself to stop using these journals just for data and number crunching, so here goes. Here I will write a small update on the state of things. It's a good one, future Haraya. As you read this now, I hope you are recalling how it felt to write it. Metabolic flux analysis of biocoded specimen makes for fascinating research. The system we built here is highly adaptive and incredibly smart. I never imagined how meticulous our replication processes would turn out to be, and yet the detail at the cellular level is astounding. Every time I clip a new leaf or petal or frond for Mirren to examine, I feel as though we're one step closer to attacking the drought head-on. The idea to elevate the pollutant degradation system was a stroke of genius from Aharon, and Qilong's ability to get everything running efficiently? It finally feels as though our successes are the result of a team effort. The future is looking bright, and I'm having a lot of fun these days. Well, they might be having a lot of fun. It's unclear if they're having a lot of success. But in some cases, fun's good too. I like how you can wander around a lot of these places, even if there's not really necessarily a reason to. I wonder if we have to, like, jump and take a picture of ourselves in the air when the timing is right. I have a feeling that's what the puzzle is here. But let's just finish wandering around it before we jump to any conclusions. Badum-tish.
Again, she's just not seeing the big picture. Biofiltration is just a plaster, a solution requiring the many to assist. Whereas my solution only requires the diligence of a singular person. Why not strive for perfection? Why push towards a community that might not even follow through when you can take the fate of the global climate in your own hands? I've already shown Aliong the prototype. If I can just get it to run, maybe Haraya will finally see where I'm coming from. Maybe we can finally put our focus on the right path forward.
Well, maybe that'll work. It was good enough! Fried some of the stuff in here, but it was good enough. Love the little fish in the planter. Alright, what else you got for us here, game?
Really, really well.
Everything is a constant force, building pressure. And now it's falling apart. Oh, Mirren, what are we doing?
I'm just gonna take a couple of these pictures, because I don't know what I need them for yet, and if we go through that fence, we're not coming back. Let's just grab a couple of these, just in case. One more for good measure, and then we'll leave. Thank you. Alright, now what? Ah, we're actually trying to go up. Okay, I see then. I see. Here's what we gotta do. Gotta take a picture of ourselves as far away as possible, so that we can grab that photo, point up, and put ourselves on top of the barrier. Anything short of the maximum distance wouldn't work.
Only more ruin awaits. This place, it's old now, falling apart. Data, left alone for too long, corrupts. Please, be mindful.
Yes, I know, and absolute data corrupts absolutely. Let's go. We have a camera again. So presumably we're not going to be taking too many more pictures of ourselves in this mode. But we'll see. Gotta pet the cat.
I left. I knew this was inevitable, but it fills me with such deep sadness. I keep this record of my feelings here, rather than because I don't want to forget. We came here to challenge wonders, but
Something must be wrong with the
now
camera.
we are left with a million
This is
pieces
dangerous.
that don't seem to fit together. Perhaps our time would be better used out there, in the world. Hiraya must have felt that way too.
Alright, so Hiraya has abandoned the project, and we have made the watermelon world reality. Man, this is hideous. And our camera now deletes whatever we take a picture of, instead of just, copying it. So that's great for us. What are we trying to do here? We got...
So what if the weather disruptor didn't work? This can't be the end of everything we've worked for. All the research, all the memories. We need to keep pushing forward. Haraya gave up too easily, but I won't. I refuse to leave this place until I know the answer. Until I save
Let them talk.
everything.
Alright, well, your savior complex hasn't worked for you so far, but I hope it does this time. That, also didn't work. Presumably, we need to take a picture of something we can actually move in order to get over there. But then we're gonna have the problem of not being able to get back. Like, I can take a picture of this, but it pulls it out of existence. So we can use it to cross this gap, but then we'll need to delete it the other way in order to put it back where we got it from. Put you down there. Take that picture again. Re-watermelon the world. And let's go put our battery in position.
This place, you've changed it. It will never be the same.
You're welcome.
Maybe that's meaningful, too.
I've deeply watermeloned your world.
Hey! I can't tell if you answered or not, so I'm just going to wing it. You're completely out of my range. I can't find you. But your vitals are still fine. Like you're in a deep sleep. So, new game plan. You're going to need to break the system somehow. There has to be access to a failsafe. A way out. Use it, even if it destroys the place. It might be your only chance to leave. Get back here safe. Alright?
Alright, so the implication is we're now trapped in here.
A void where something once was. Is that the only answer?
Unsurprisingly,
Mirren is refusing to
Cat's
listen
not
to
a big
reason.
fan of this.
She's forgetting that she's not the only one who put time and effort into this project. And it's not wholly a failure. We learned an infinite amount here. Harai even built a simulation of the world outside just to keep track of the climate. But it's not enough. Mirren needs a solution. Some things just aren't meant to be solved.
It's
Not like this.
pretty here. And the sound of the wind is nice. Is this what your world once was? Is this what you're trying to get back to?
Not quite. Kind of, but not quite. Our world's a lot more red than this one in this game setting. I'm unclear what's actually over here, though. We might have to use this or pieces of it in order to do something. Like if we can take a picture of the fan blades, the propellers, the windmill blades, we might be able to use that to do something interesting, but I don't know for sure. Because presumably we're still in Annihilate Things with Camera World. I did get an achievement for breaking the windmill. We need to find a way to duplicate the battery. Now that the camera doesn't copy things and just destroys them, I'm not sure how we would make that happen. So that's obviously the challenge now. How can we reproduce a second battery with a camera that doesn't copy and only destroys? We have a photocopier here, so I guess that's how you do it. You take a picture of the one battery, and then you photocopy it into more batteries. We've made horrible watermelon batteries, but that will have to do. That's what we're here to make. Awful watermelon batteries. Alright, battery number 1. In position. And watermelon battery for battery number 2. Oh, weird. That's weird. The watermelon filter is not fixed on the object. That's awful. Let's move to the last area of this puzzle. Alright, we have one picture. Things are falling apart in this research project. So I'm sure we'll hear more about how things go wrong. We got one battery over there, and one battery over here, but we have to be able to get to the other side. And this is the only real wall that there is. So somehow, we have to be able to get a picture of that, and also destroy this. And I'm not sure how exactly we do that. We could do it like this, I guess. Use that to punch a way through, but the battery itself didn't get copied. Because the battery is part of Purple World. So we have to be able to get over there as well, which makes this more complicated. It's not just a matter of getting through the wall.
A part of me feels shame. That must be the reason I'm like this. But Aron has left. Haraya is gone. Halloween, he's desperate, but he's right. I can't. Oh, this isn't the way. Maybe there's no perfect machine to solve this. No final formula to rule the climate. Maybe I've been wrong to assume I had that power at all. I should.
Another phone up there.
Can you file away these logs? If I were ever to return, I'd like to listen to them again.
We're definitely in the part of the game where things are falling apart for the characters who were here before, but we are now hastening that along with our progress. What can we do to get over there and back while also destroying the wall? That's the real problem. We can get a battery in and out pretty easily, or we can destroy the wall pretty easily, but I don't see how we can do both. Because, like, voila, wall destroyed. But that doesn't change the fact that we still need to be able to get over there. And since this is all purple zone, it doesn't take a picture of it in the first place. Okay. Is it this? Is that the solution? We have to use the picture of the wall in order to be able to get in there? I would believe that. If we come over here, we can take a picture of the wall at a weird angle, because that will let us rotate it around and make it more like a floor. And with the wall as a floor, we can use that to cross. Nice.
There is one.
Back in the world.
And just as your friend said, using it will destroy this place. Oh, this feels like another impossible question.
Well, time to go back into another world. But before we do, let's de-watermelon our pictures. Make them a little bit less aggressive to look at. I'm just gonna do warm. Hurts the eyes a little less. And in we go. It's weird how the camera vibrates now. I don't think it did that before. This is a weird one. We have a thing to take pictures of ourselves, but I don't know if we need any that are really far away or like outside the box or what we need yet. So I'm just going to take a couple photos of us and we'll come back and start over if we need anything really specific. One more. Also, if this is what we look like, I'm amazed that Kate wasn't more freaked out. Okay, that was a bad place to put that picture. I gotta put it in a place where I don't need the stuff that's there. We need 2 batteries. Okay. We got 1 battery here. I don't think there's anything else of relevance. And now what we have to do is we have to go in and take a picture of ourselves again here to duplicate the battery. Because we need how many? 1, 2, 3, 2. Alright, in we go. I missed. Oh, the camera is destroyable, of course. Like this then. There we go. Now if we look through the viewfinder, we should be able to see the battery there. Yep. We can put ourselves back outside. I didn't take the picture though. We need that. Thank you. Put ourselves back outside. And now that we're out here, we just have to put the 2 batteries in. Number 1. Number 2. Yeah, this place is really starting to get weird, huh? The kind of designed world that this was before is starting to become more of a suggestion than an actual world we're going to do anything with. Alright, so we have a camera here. I think we're gonna need to move the camera. Is that a thing we can do? No. We did get an achievement for taking 100 pictures, but we cannot move the camera. We can blow this up, I'm sure. No! We can't even break the tube. Interesting. Is there an audio file in here that I need to go double check for before we start messing around with anything else? Doesn't look like it. So we have to find a way to stand on this button and get over there fast enough. I think the short answer is we need to be able to teleport ourselves to the end of the thing. So if we can hit this and move fast enough, we can take a picture of ourselves at the far end of the room and use that to go. But no, we are not fast enough to go that far. So here's the thing then we're gonna have to do. We take one picture of us at the end of this platform. We use this picture to jump across this gap. Not quite like that, but I think in that vein. We press the button, we jump. Oh, I fell off. But that'll work. In general, that'll work. We press the button, we jump, we place our... I keep running off the ledge, because I'm already jumping. There we go, we take a picture of ourselves on the far side. Now that we've done that, we can use that picture to skip to the end of this hallway. Thank you. All right, one final puzzle, I think. A 5-minute self-destruct button. What could possibly go wrong?
And so, your choice is made, and it begins.
What are we doing now? Sorry, Kate. There was a big glowy button. I had to push it. Oh, weird. Once you start, the timer is still running. No matter what else you do. Okay, well, let's try and get over there then, before the world blows up on us. Can I get another picture I can actually use, game? That'll do. There we go. Cross our way over there. The world remaps itself again. Why would your escape system be so unnecessarily, like, violent towards everything you're trying to do? Alright. It's fine. We'll make a bridge here and cross it. Also, I'm taking that big teapot. Thanks. Next!
What drives you?
Okay, where are we going now?
Is the enemy of innovation.
I guess we're just trying to go around that. Oops. Did not mean to fall down here, but there are 2 extra photos down here, so that's something. Can I get back up, though? Not like that. What are we doing here? We need to get through this barrier somehow. Or around it, more accurately. So I guess what we're probably going to be doing is this. Taking a picture of all of that, and using it to go around. If we drop down to here, we can grab those 2 pieces of film, and try and place this like there. That might be enough. Oh, not quite. Alright, we gotta go back and replace it slightly higher. But I think this idea will work. Yep, that'll do the trick.
Do you think you have the power to reshape your world?
I'm probably going a bit too slow, mind you.
This place?
Please give me the camera back. Thank you. I don't know what we're going to be copying here to make work, but we will find out in a second. We have a photocopier and not anything we can put. Where are the batteries? Ah, there they are. Camera, please. Thank you. Let's put you in there. We are almost certainly going too slow to be able to solve this right now, but that's fine. One battery. Let this hit me in the head. Nice. 2 batteries.
This failsafe is to prevent us losing everything.
If it was to prevent you losing everything, it was a weird choice to make it have this long timer of annihilating the world, wasn't it? I guess we're just trying to go around here then. So let's take a picture of this piece of terrain and use it to go to the other side.
This place will leave nothing behind.
Where are we going now? Alright.
Find your perfect solution now.
What is happening here? Camera, please. Thank you. That should let us take ourselves onto the other side of this barrier. Voila. I don't know what that is indicating we had to go around, because I didn't see anything that we could go around. How are we supposed to get a battery inside the wall, though? I guess we just take a picture of it and place it in there. We need 2 of them. Do I have 2 pictures? I only have 1 picture. There's more film over there, so I need to take a picture of that. That'll give us 2 pictures. There's another battery on that side. So I can use this to cross the gap. We only have 10 seconds left, though, so we're gonna lose. That's fine. We can go back and do it again with more time. Alright, well, we just got chunked back out, and the game decided it needed to tell me to go get a hint twice, which is a little rude of it. But, you know, it's fine. Since we're here and got kicked out anyway, is there anything else? Kate was making it seem like there was a different choice, but I don't really see there being one. It's not like there's another thing that's available here other than just, like, quitting the game and not finishing it, which, you know, probably what the cat wants. But we're gonna go finish the game. We have 5 minutes to beat this set of puzzles, so let's go quicker. And please go away, stuck hint. I was not that stuck. Alright, this is probably my least favorite of the rooms so far, because I started it the wrong way. That's the way to do it. Just take a picture vertically, and you only need 1. Alright, where am I facing? Over in this one. Perfect. There's our little robot friend, but we don't need to worry about them. We just gotta come in here and rebuild the bridge. So far, so good. Now, we need to cross this space, so we take a picture from here, drop down and grab our 2 films, and we place it like so. Nope, that's wrong. We gotta place it up higher, like that. Now we can jump across, and we're good. Now we take a picture of the battery. We take a picture of the photocopier. We place down said photocopier. Come on, place down. There we go. And we photocopy the battery. Perfect. Let's drop those here. Nice. Alright, now we're in Glitch World, where things look real until you get close to them. But we can solve this in the same way we did last time, because that solution actually worked just fine. Alright. I still don't know what this is about. I feel like there's probably something interesting you can do with that. But for now, I'm just gonna try and finish the game. You can worry about getting fancy another time. I wonder if there is something special that happens if you loop around those pillars by pulling them into the world. But for now, I'm happy to just make our way across and actually complete it for the first time. Grab our battery. No. Grab our battery and make our way over here. So now we need to take a picture of both of these. And we should be able to... Oh, they don't take pictures. That was a bad assumption on my part, I guess. We are going to take a picture of all of this. And we're going to place it under them. Yeah, I could have definitely done this better. Come on. Work with me here, game. I'm just trying to put the batteries in the right place. Fine, I'll just put it like this. It's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect like that. We can just do this. And I'll reposition the batteries once it's there. It is really easy to not be sure where something is actually going to go in this world. We had a bunch of extra time and I still wound up wasting all of it on this level.
I think there's a way forward.
Final stage.
Without an answer, even without absolutes.
Well, we've got a camera here that we can't get to the other side of. Oh, I see what we're doing here. Hold on. We gotta take a picture of this. We gotta put it over here. I might not have time for this, but we'll see if we can do it. Because then we can take a picture of ourselves. Nice. Take that picture of us. Put it in there. Hit the button.
You did well. It's thanks to you. I understand. Mirren, she was desperate to find the truth on her own. But I see now, there is no singular truth, no perfect answer. If anything, meeting you in this place was the closest I would ever get to knowing. Tell me, the red world that awaits you, is it loving? Is it healing?
Man, they really did a number on you, huh? They made you too good of an AI.
I see. I suppose our time has come to an end. Thank you for stopping by. I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish you well.
Zoop. And now we're just on Mars. This seems like we're in the wrong place. This could be our place, but it doesn't look like it. Our place was like a... No, if it's growing, you don't pick it up. That's not how plants work.
You're back! Oh, thank God. You made it. I was worried. You went dark. Don't scare me like that. You probably need some rest. I guess it was too good to be true.
I'm still holding the plant, though.
Problems. A bummer, for sure. But it's not the end. We can keep brainstorming other... Wait. What's that?
Well, unclear why we suddenly got a plant at the end. It kind of undermines the, like, everything they did failed to try and get plants to grow again. I guess it doesn't really, because the problem wasn't plants, the problem was drought. And having a plant like that in the real world again doesn't change anything if we can't actually keep it alive, right? Like, that doesn't change the ecological disaster that their world is in. It's weird. It's weird that there is a... Also, that's weird. The voice acting for best friend, but everywhere in game calls them Jesse. Anyway, it's weird that we were able to pull a plant out of a simulation. Especially because that's not what the scientists were trying to do. It really has nothing to do with their work. Although it kind of is tangentially related to their biologists' work. It makes for a weird ending, though. The final conversation with Kat makes it feel like, you know, was it worth it? You went through all this and you didn't get what you wanted? Is the world outside at least good? And the answer so far from this game's perspective seems to be basically no. But they still give you a plant to take home? I don't know how I feel about that. It's interesting, but I don't know if I actually like it. Either way, we'll see if there's anything else here once the credits roll. I'm assuming it'll just give us a option to basically chapter select our way back in. But, you never know. There might be more to it than just that. Exactly, Eisen. You're always curious how games will go from an idea to a full-on story. This took a nifty puzzle, and was rooted in some curious lore. Yeah. I think the tech that they use to do this is probably very impressive. It's very cool how they're able to let you take pictures and reproduce the world in that way. And there were some really good, like, aha moments in there. Realizing what you can do with the tools they're giving you. So, I did appreciate that. I don't know if the story made it better for me. Like, it was talking a lot, and I felt like I had to wait around to listen to people stop talking if I wanted to understand what the story was. Especially, like, between the cat talking, your friend phoning you, and all the phonograph machines. It seems like there's a lot of people talking, which is probably good if you're playing this on your own. It gives you something to think, like, listen to while you're doing it, but it made it very weird to stream it. Fair enough. That's not what their intent is, obviously. Their intent is for you to actually be playing it. But, I don't know. I appreciate the voice acting, though, so that's something at least. The voice actors all did a great job. Thanks for playing Viewfinder. Yeah. Now what happens? Does it just drop us back in? Justice for Cat. I'm unclear what this hashtag is about. I don't know what that means. Weird. So if we hit continue now, does it just pop us back in exactly where we were? Yes. So in theory now, we have the ability to go back to any of the worlds that we want to go to. But it doesn't do a very good job of indicating what things are left in those areas, because there are collectibles in each of the other zones, not this one, that presumably do something interesting, or at least are something to find in all the different areas, but doesn't really indicate how many of them we have. There's one thing I want to go back and try and do here. Can I just go in? Yes. There's one thing. That stuck thing is going to show up every time because I failed this once. We're going to intentionally try and fail this. Well, we're going to do something that's almost certainly going to make us fail this, let's say. What we want to go do here is get back to the phase where it was telling us to loop around a pillar. Because we never saw a pillar to loop around, and that means there's probably something interesting there if we can figure out how to do it. I don't know if we need these photos or what exactly we're trying to do with all this stuff that's in here, but I get the feeling there's something more to be found in this final sequence. I don't know if it's like an actual true ending kind of deal. Like, I can steal this radio to use it later. I feel like there's a bunch of stuff we can do in this set of sequences that can use bits we don't necessarily need yet in interesting ways. And I want to see if I can figure out at least one of those things. Because if we take the... There we go. If we take the radio, we can use that to solve the sound puzzle later without needing to actually solve it. Like, we can just put the thing there instead. So there's a couple of bits like that that make me wonder if you can really mess with some of these puzzles. Alright. This is the illusion one. There's a bunch of stuff in here too, but I don't think there's anything we actually need. So we'll just hop our way across. This is the interesting one. What I want to try here is this. If we take that... Oh no, that's not going to work. Never mind. Okay, back. We take this. And we put it here. Does that do anything? We go up and around. No, it doesn't seem to do anything. It is the pillar, but going around it doesn't seem to do anything. That's too bad. Alright. I'm not sure if there's really more to be done here then. We still have the picture of the cup with us, but I don't know if we need that for anything. I never saw anything that looked like it would be relevant. But the pillar might be later. Because this one we can actually just skip. We just put... Oh my goodness. That picture. Like that. That's too far. Alright, this might not fit. Yeah, it's gonna be too far away. Maybe like this? No, it's still too far, isn't it? As far back as I can go, I probably can't put it any closer. Maybe I can drop it, though. Yeah, that works. I put it in the wrong place. I forgot what I'm trying to do with this. Listen, video games are hard. And this is the last phase. And there are more pictures over there, too. I don't think this is what we wanted, though. Now we're just at the actual end again, and that's not gonna do anything for us. So taking the picture does let you skip a step there. It just doesn't let you do anything with it. If we come back to here, we're gonna run out of time really fast. If we come around the pillar, it does make it not go away. That's interesting, because if you come at it from any other way, normally that disappears, turns into a wall. But, like, why? You could just go around it, and the secret is after you do it, so I don't know what that's all about. Interesting, we figured it out. We learned what that pillar thing means. But I don't know why it would do that. Weird. Here's something I was curious. If we take the train back, will it skip us to the zone in question, or do we actually have to ride the monorail all the way back to Zone 1? I'm not going to go try and find all the secrets on camera. They're hidden all across all the levels of the game. Yeah, for the speedrunners. Definitely for the speedrunners. No, it does just skip us to the area we want to go. That's nice. What I did want to do, though, is just come back to this first area and see if anything here is different. Because if the implication is that ending the simulation is the bad ending, is there any way to get a better ending by coming back to where it all started? I suspect the answer is no. But it's at least worth a look. Nice. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else here. It was worth coming back and taking a peek. But I think we are basically done for now. Plenty more secrets to find if we were so inclined. But I think at this stage, I've got what I came for. We'll relax here in the hammock and just have a lovely little time. Thank you for joining us on this little playthrough of Viewfinder. I would say it is a pretty crazy, interesting puzzle game. As far as the actual like joy of playing it, I'd say is like pretty good. Pretty good. The general puzzles were fun to play through. It had a couple of good aha moments. Not maybe as like mind-blowing as some of the puzzle games I've played, but very, very interestingly implemented. The tech for it seems very cool. So, and the other thing I would give it credit for is it was very intuitive. You just kind of understand how it works as you get into it, which was very cool. You don't always get that with some of the weirder, more complicated puzzle games. Either way, thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.